Congratulations on your new Profitec Move. In this guide, you'll learn about the parts of the machine, their functions, and how to quickly set it up, make espresso, froth milk, make a latte, as well as how to adjust the PID menu settings and perform routine cleaning and maintenance on your machine. In the accessory box with the Profitec Move are a modular bottomless portafilter with walnut handle and silicone double-spouted insert, commercial 7-gram single, 14-gram double, and 21-gram triple shot filter baskets, a backflush disc, a 58mm stainless steel tamper, and a Brew Group cleaning brush. On top of the machine is a cup warming area, behind which is access for filling the reservoir. The front face of the machine features walnut-handled joystick levers for steam and hot water operation, backlit single and double shot extraction buttons, and the OLED PID display with navigation buttons. The PID display shows the current brew temperature and doubles as a shot timer during an extraction. It also gives you access to the full programming menu, including brew and steam temperatures, pre-infusion settings, cleaning and filter reminders, eco mode, automatic on-off timing, and more. For more information on programming your PID menu, watch the PID menu chapter later in this video. To program extraction times without using the PID menu, begin by pressing and holding one of the extraction buttons. After a few seconds, the display will prompt you to confirm if you'd like to brew using pre-infusion or not. Select on or off using the two PID navigation buttons. Then confirm your selection by pressing the extraction button again. If pre-infusion is turned off, brewing will begin and the display will begin timing your shot. When your shot is done, press the extraction button again to stop brewing. If pre-infusion is turned on, the extraction begins with a low-pressure infusion of the puck, during which the timer counts up. When you'd like the active pre-infusion to stop, press the extraction button again. The pump will stop and a smaller timer begins, indicating the passive pre-infusion time, during which the water from active pre-infusion continues to saturate your puck. When you'd like full pressure brewing to begin, press the extraction button again. The pump will start and the initial timer will continue as your shot extracts. When your shot is finished, press the extraction button again to stop brewing. When programming using the extraction buttons, settings are automatically saved when you complete the extraction. Pressing either button once will initiate brewing using the same settings. On the lower face of the machine is the main power switch, a dual pressure gauge that reads pressure in the steam boiler and pump pressure during an extraction, as well as the OPV discharge spout. The Move uses a three-way solenoid valve to discharge excess water from the puck after an extraction. So you may notice water being evacuated from the lower spout after an extraction. This is normal. To start up the machine, first remove and rinse the reservoir. Fill the reservoir with properly filtered water to the max line and press the main power button. You'll see the word fill appear on the PID display. Place a large receptacle under the group head and then press either of the brew buttons to run the pump for at least 30 seconds. The PID display will show you how long the pump has been on. Once you've run the pump for 30 seconds, press the brew button again and the machine will begin heating. The Move is equipped with Profitec's Fast Heat Up feature. When turning the machine on from cold, you will see Heating Up displayed on the PID. This indicates that the machine is superheating the boiler for a faster heat up time. After about 8 to 9 minutes, you will see Flush appear on the PID display, indicating that you should run the pump to cool the boiler down to brewing temperatures. The pump will shut off automatically and display a coffee cup icon when the machine is ready to brew. If you do not perform a flush when the display reads Flush, the machine will automatically cool down to brewing temperature over time. In this case, you will know it's ready to brew when the PID display shows the preset brew temperature. When brewing with the Profitec Move, you will be using fresh ground coffee from a separate grinder. Fine-tuning grind size is the key to success when grinding your own coffee fresh. It's a straightforward process of adjusting the grind size to change how long it takes the espresso to extract. Grinding finer slows down the extraction, and grinding coarser speeds it up. The goal is for the entire extraction to take about 25 to 30 seconds. Timing is the same for single and double shots, so start with a grind size that looks like this. Very fine. When you pinch between your fingers, it should hold together a bit and be fine enough to maybe make out your fingerprints in the compressed coffee. When you have a grind size that looks like this, load your portafilter. It's important to try and use the same amount or weight of coffee each time. Using more coffee slows down an extraction, and using less speeds it up. The best way to be consistent is to weigh the coffee. But if you do not have a scale, you can get close by slightly overfilling your portafilter and swiping away excess coffee level with the rim. With the coffee loaded, use the tamper to firmly and evenly compress the coffee. You want a nice flat surface so brew water moves evenly through the coffee. Attach the portafilter and press either the single or double shot extraction button depending on what size dose you've prepared. For a full description of programming the extraction buttons, see the Parts and Controls or PID Menu sections of this video. Time the extraction. Again, the goal is about 25 to 30 seconds for the extraction, and timing is the same for single and double shots. If your extraction was too slow, adjust the grind size a little coarser and try again. If the extraction was too fast, adjust the grind size a little finer to slow it down. Now, you could get lucky and get the grind size right in a couple of attempts, but no, it's not unusual to do 3 or more to dial into the right grind size. A good quality espresso-focused grinder helps a lot. Be consistent with the amount of coffee used and tamp coffee firm and level. Also know that grind size is not set and forget. If you change coffee type as your beans age or the amount used changes, your grind size will likely need slight adjustment. You've made your espresso, so let's look at frothing milk, and we'll combine the two for a latte. Begin by opening the steam valve briefly to purge any water from the steam wand. Then position the tip just below the surface of the milk and open the valve. This tip position sips in small amounts of air, creating tiny microbubbles in the milk, which creates a rich, creamy texture. As the milk expands, lower the pitcher ever so slightly to keep the tip at the same depth just below the surface of the milk. When satisfied with the amount of air in the milk, lower the wand a little deeper below the surface and find a wand angle that causes the milk to swirl. The swirling breaks up any larger bubbles and creates a uniform milk texture in the pitcher. Keep the milk swirling until the outside of the pitcher just starts to get uncomfortable to hold due to heating. That's when the milk is at about 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 60 degrees Celsius, the sweet point for milk temperature. Close the steam valve with the tip still below the surface. Wipe down the wand immediately to prevent milk from baking on. Always purge the steam wand after frothing to ensure no milk solids stick to the inside of the wand. Before pouring the frothed milk over your espresso, you can tap and swirl the pitcher to break up any larger bubbles. Then pour a bit of the frothed milk in your cup and give it a little swirl to mix with your espresso. Then continue pouring the rest of the milk froth to fill your cup. It'll taste great just like this, or with a little practice and the help of online tutorials, you can dress it up with some latte art. When not in use, the PID display shows the current temperature in the boiler. To access the PID menu, press and hold both of the PID menu navigation buttons at the same time. When you enter the settings menu, brew temperature will display on the OLED screen. From there, press either of the navigation buttons to scroll through the different menu settings. Press the single shot extraction button to select a settings menu to adjust and to confirm settings within a menu. Press the double shot extraction button to return to the previous menu. Brew temperatures can be adjusted between 185 and 210 degrees Fahrenheit. though the coffee brewing temperature range is generally considered to be 195 to 205. For medium roasted coffees, 200 is an optimal brewing temperature. For lighter roasts, increase the temperature. For darker roasts, reduce it. Steam Enable can turn the steam boiler on or off. When turned off, the steam temperature menu will be hidden. Steam temperature can be set between 239 and 273 degrees Fahrenheit. The higher you set your steam temperature, the more steam power the boiler will produce. If you're new to milk frothing, you may consider lowering the steam temperature. This will give you more time to infuse air into your milk before it gets too hot. Enable Pre-Infusion activates the automatic pre-infusion that can be programmed within the Brew Settings menu. The Brew Settings menu allows you to set the extraction time for both single and double shot extractions, as well as program active and passive pre-infusion times for both extractions. The active pre-infusion gently wets the puck of espresso at low pressure, while the passive pre-infusion dictates how long the pump lets the puck soak before brewing at full pressure. Both of these can be adjusted in 0.1 second increments. A good starting point would be to set active pre-infusion to 3 seconds and passive to 7. Extraction times and pre-infusion settings can also be programmed by using the extraction buttons as described in the Parts and Controls section of this video. Eco Mode will automatically power off the machine after a specified period of inactivity. You can set the Eco Mode to activate anywhere between 30 and 600 minutes in 30-minute increments. You can also shut it off entirely. Cleaning reminders can be set to prompt you to backflush the machine after a specified number of brew cycles between 10 and 200. Reset Reminder will reset the counter for both cleaning and filter reminders. The automated cleaning function begins the automatic backflush program on the machine. For a full description of this process, see the cleaning and maintenance section of this video. The Barista Lights menu allows you to turn the LED barista lights on or off. Advanced user settings will hide or display the following advanced menu options. Setting the filter reminder will remind you to replace your intake water filter after a number of liters of water brewed between 5 and 200. Timer Enable activates or deactivates the automatic on-off programming schedule, which is set using a different menu. Clock Set allows you to set the machine's internal clock, which is used for the automatic on-off programming schedule. Schedule Set allows you to set a specific time for the machine to turn on and off on each day of the week. Temperature Unit allows you to set the temperature units to either imperial or metric measurements. Like most espresso machines, the Move's temperature probe for brew water is in the boiler, rather than at the group head. As a result, it uses a temperature offset to ensure the water is the appropriate temperature by the time it gets from the boiler to the group head. The Coffee Offset Correction menu allows you to adjust this offset. Unless you really know what you're doing, we do not recommend changing this setting. The Fast Heat Up function can be toggled on or off in the Enabled Fast Heating menu. To keep your Profitec Move in the best possible condition, it's important to keep it clean and well maintained. Portafilters, filter baskets, and the drip tray should all be rinsed thoroughly and wiped down after you're finished using the machine for the day. Use the included group head cleaning brush to scrub the shower screen, making sure to get in the space around the shower screen where the portafilter locks into place. Backflushing is required to prevent the buildup of coffee grounds and oils in and around the group head and shower screen. To backflush the machine, install the backflush disc in your portafilter, lock it into the group head, and run the brew pump for 20 seconds. Remove the portafilter and dump the water into a receptacle. Repeat this process until you don't see coffee grounds in the backflush disc. You should perform water-only backflushes after each use of the machine. You should also backflush using Kefitsa detergent once every month or so, depending on how often you brew. The Profitec Move has an automated backflushing program that can be accessed via the PID menu. Before initiating this process, remove the filter basket from your portafilter and replace it with a backflush disc. Add 3 to 5 grams of Kefitsa to the backflush disc and then lock the portafilter into the group head. Once the automated cleaning function has been initiated, it will last 135 seconds. After cleaning with Cafita, rinse the backflush disc so no detergent remains. Then lock the portafilter back into the group head. Press one of the extraction buttons and allow pressure to build to at least 9 bar before pressing the button again. Repeat these steps 4 to 6 times until clear water runs into the drip tray. Now that you've got your Profitec Move all set up and ready to brew, there are a few other accessories we recommend picking up. In order to ensure your Move stays in good working order, using properly filtered water is essential. When used as directed, a BWT water filtration system will prevent the buildup of scale in your machine in all but the most extreme edge cases. There are several BWT systems available that are compatible with a Profitec Move, including in-reservoir options. You'll also want to make sure you're keeping your machine clean. For that, you'll need some Cafita to clean your portafilters, baskets, and group head, and if you're making milk drinks, some Rinza to clean out your steam wand. Of course, if you plan on making milk drinks, you'll need a frothing pitcher as well. The best espresso is brewed using beans that have been ground fresh. That means you'll want to add a dedicated espresso grinder to your setup. We also recommend weighing your grounds and your brewed espresso. For that, you'll need an espresso scale. And of course, you can't brew great espresso without great coffee. We have a wide selection of fresh, locally roasted options, as well as your favorites from roasters like Lavazza and Carraro. For additional information on operating and maintaining your Profitec Move, see the operating instructions book which came with the machine. For technical assistance, contact A Latte Love's Customer or Technical Support Center.